In this video, we're going to talk about electric and hybrid vehicle safety, a brief overview of the unique hazards to an increasingly popular type of vehicle. As you know, EVs and hybrids have never been more popular. Almost every manufacturer sells an electric or hybrid vehicle at this point. And we get more EVs and hybrids coming in on trade than ever before. That means the likelihood that somebody has modified the vehicle is increased the longer the vehicles are on the market, which could make it unsafe for technicians or unqualified folks to work on these vehicles. It is critical that you be aware of the safety issues pertaining to hybrid and electric vehicles and that you do not attempt repairs or modifications unless you are properly trained on the associated hazards. The elephant in the room, whenever we're talking about hybrid and electric vehicle safety, is the high voltage circuits. Some carry up to 650 volts, which can be fatal. High voltage electrical circuits on most hybrids are usually color coded in a bright orange. These have to be shut down in a very specific manner. We never want to touch or attempt to disconnect an orange component, and we don't want to disconnect the main battery on a hybrid. Take a vehicle to a factory-trained technician to disconnect the battery. So if you work in sales, you work in body shop, or you're a lube tech, you cannot disconnect any of these components unless you take it to a trained technician to do it for you. Another hazard of these vehicles is the low sound level. Electric and hybrid vehicles are extremely quiet, especially when the hybrids are running on electric power. Many operators don't realize that the vehicle is even on or that it's in gear if they've been sitting in the car for any period of time. So you need to be paying attention. Also, when you're driving through the dealership sales lot or through the service department or the service drive, you need to understand that people approaching you may not hear you coming because you're in such a quiet vehicle. They may not even know you're moving. So be diligent when you're behind the wheel of an electric or hybrid vehicle. Anytime we work on an electric or hybrid vehicle, it should fall under your dealership's lockout tagout program, also known as the control of hazardous energy. In this case, we're mostly talking about electric energy, so we want to isolate it by hitting a disconnect switch or disconnecting a battery and then putting on a blocking and locking device to keep anybody from removing that blocking device and turning it back on and accidentally getting somebody hurt or killed, which is the whole idea of lockout tagout. You're an affected employee if you're watching this, or at least that's who this video is geared for. The authorized employee or the certified technician is the only person who can lock and tag out these vehicles to work on them, and they're the only people who can remove their own locks and tags. If you tamper with a lock and tag or you try to remove it, you could get somebody killed. So if you see these in the workplace, leave them there and ask your supervisor if you ever have any questions. Sales personnel, watch your keys. As we discussed earlier, these vehicles are very quiet, so you may accidentally start an engine without realizing it, and this could be particularly bad if you're showing a customer something under the hood. Also, if you have a pacemaker, talk to your doctor and check with the manufacturer of the vehicle before you do any work on an electric or hybrid vehicle, because those batteries and circuitry sometimes put off electromagnetic fields that could affect your pacemaker. In conclusion, this video does not authorize you to work on an electric or hybrid vehicle. This is just to inform you as an affected employee of the potential hazards of electric and hybrid vehicles. The hazards discussed in this video are not all-encompassing. They don't necessarily apply to all manufacturers of electric and hybrid vehicles, and some electric and hybrid vehicles have many more hazards. So you need to talk to your supervisor, especially if you have any questions or concerns about any EVs or hybrid vehicles that you have on your lot. Thank you.